Hey, hello again, Tehani. We're now on day 16 of our scope and sequence. And if we look at the title of day 16, it says strengthening the Hawaiian nation. And we're going to analyze the steps of the particular ali'i. Now, you have there's six ali'i who are there. And the interesting thing about these six ali'i is they all attended the Chief's Children's School. So you have Alexander Liholiho, Emma Rook, Ruth Ke'ilikolani, Lot Kapuaiwa, William Lunalilo, and then Princess Bernice Pohoi Bishop. And what these six ali'i are going to do is they're going to take steps to strengthen the Hawaiian nation. Now, we have to remember that, as I mentioned before, they were all educated at the Chief's Children's School. So during the day, they would get this American education that was given to them by the Rooks. And then over the weekends, they would go home and get a Hawaiian education. So they were really getting the best of both worlds. And so now, as Kauikeole is making the decisions to protect Hawaii from being imperialized, when Kauikeole dies, these ali'i are now going to come into the decision-making factor, and they're going to look at the Hawaiian nation, and they're going to now take steps to strengthen the nation, make it even stronger. Now, one of the interesting things is that they're all going to kind of do similar things, but it's all to ensure that the political, social, cultural, and economic sectors of the Hawaiian society are strengthened. And so the decisions that they make are going to be very interesting decisions that are going to be made to help strengthen the nation, as I stated. Now remember, Kauikeole is taking Hawaii towards a more American route. But what these ali'i are going to do is kind of take it and maybe move it towards a more English route. So that's why I want to start with Alexander Liholiho and Emma Rook. So what they're going to see is they're going to make decisions together because they're married. So one of the first decisions that they make is they see that the Hawaiian people are dying, and they see that they're dying of foreign diseases. So what Alexander Liholiho and Emma Rook are going to do is they're going to work diligently to secure funds by going around and asking for donations from many different people to open up Queen's Hospital. And what Queen's Hospital is going to do is it's going to provide foreign medicines for the Hawaiian people. It's going to be primarily an institution for Hawaiians to cure the Hawaiians, to ensure that they live. Now that's going to improve the social sector because now Hawaiians are going to be living. It's going to improve the cultural sector because if the Hawaiians are alive, the culture can be perpetuated. It's also going to provide an economic sector as well because it helps to stimulate the economy. We have a new business in the economy, and it's going to provide for jobs for the Hawaiians as well. A second thing that both of them do together is they both open up schools. And the two schools that they open is Alexander Liholiho opens up St. Albans College, which turns into Iolani, and Queen Emma opens up St. Andrew's Priory. And that's why St. Albans or Iolani is an all-boys school, and St. Andrew's Priory is an all-girls school, and they're a brother-sister school. And what this is going to do is it's going to help Hawaii, and more specifically Hawaiians, be given an education that can secure them jobs, that can help them rise up into the society, that can improve their position in the overall standings of Hawaii. And then the third thing that they're going to do is very, very interesting, is Alexander Liholiho is going to ask Queen Victoria, Queen of England, to open up a church here in Hawaii, and that's where you get St. Andrew's Cathedral. And Emma Rook, when her son Albert Edward Kauikeole is born, she's going to ask Queen Victoria to be the godmother of Prince Albert Edward Kauikeole. Now, each of these things that they're doing, the schools and the godmother and the opening up of St. Andrew's Cathedral, what that's trying to do is it's trying to strengthen ties with England. And if the ali'i can strengthen ties with England, remember, Kauikeole was taking Hawaii towards a more American direction. But what Alexander Liholiho and Emma Rook are going to do is take Hawaii into a more English direction to strengthen ties with England. And by strengthening ties with England, it's going to hopefully thwart or throw off the ideas of annexation that American businessmen are already beginning to talk about during this particular time. So by those decisions, Alexander Liholiho and Emma Rook are going to help to strengthen the Hawaiian nation. Now we have Lot Kapuaiwa, because when Alexander Liholiho dies, Lot Kapuaiwa is going to now be the ruler. And what Lot is going to do is he's going to look at the political arena that Kauikeole created. Remember that we talked about last week. And he's going to see a lot of foreigners getting involved in the political arena. So what Lot Kapuaiwa is going to do is he's going to change the Constitution in 1864. And what the Constitution is going to do is going to put more power in the hands of the Hawaiians, more specifically the hands of the ali'i, and more specifically in his hands as well. And he's going to have the last say to ensure that whatever decisions are made in the legislative arena, he still has the ability to override that. And he has the ability to make sure the decisions are beneficial for the Hawaiian people. Another thing that Lot's going to do is he's going to tell the Hawaiian people, let us practice our culture. Lot Kapuaiwa was a very strong proponent of Hawaiian culture, of Hawaiian ideology, of Hawaiian things. And he would go out into the countryside and love to watch and participate in hula and cultural ceremonies. So he's pretty much telling the people that it's okay to be Hawaiian. Remember when the missionaries came back, we talked about that with Liho Liho. They told us that our cultural practices were wrong. But what Lot is trying to tell the Hawaiian people to do is, hey, let's bring it back. Let's live as Hawaiians again. Now, when Alexander Liho Liho or when Lot Kapuaiwa dies, he wants to name an heir to the throne, and the heir to the throne that he wants to name is Pauahi. But Pauahi chooses to not take this position. So they have to have an election, and the election comes with William Lunalilo. Now, William Lunalilo, when he's elected, one of his things that he's going to do to strengthen Hawaiian nation is he's going to look at the kupuna who are dying, and he's going to see that when the kupuna die, the culture dies. So what he's going to do is he's going to put his lands into trust. Then this is something Pauahi is going to learn from. And by putting his lands into trust, he wants to perpetuate or create an institution that's going to be in there for perpetuation or for perpetuity, forever. And this is going to be Lunalilo homes. It's going to be beneficial for the Hawaiian people, more specifically the Hawaiian kupuna. It's a place that they can go that will take care of the kupuna when they're aging. And by keeping the kupuna alive, you're going to perpetuate and instill cultural pride and the cultural longevity. Now, Ruth, on the other hand, she's going to also perpetuate this cultural practices, but she's going to do it in a very ku'e kind of way. She's going to tell people, be Hawaiian. I am Hawaiian, so you be Hawaiian. I mean, Ruth was one of the most wealthiest landowners in Hawaii at her time, yet she chose to live in a halepili on the side. Ruth only spoke Hawaiian. And if you were an American, if you were a businessman who wanted to do business with her, and everybody wanted to do business with Ruth because she was the most wealthiest ali'i at the time, you had to speak Hawaiian. So by doing that, she's ensuring that the culture lives on. And then last but not least, we have Pauahi. And Pauahi looked at all the ali'i that came before her. Remember, she's the last one to be alive. And she's going to put all of this in together. And she's going to say, you know what? I'm going to put all my lands in trust. And like William Nunalilo did. And then I'm going to educate Hawaiians, like Alexander and Emma did, to ensure that we have leaders like Lot Kapuaiwa was, to have a strong cultural identity like Ruth did. And when she does that, she creates the Kamehameha schools. And by creating the Kamehameha schools, what she wants to create is she wants to create an institution that's going to educate young Hawaiians. And she wants to educate them to be good and industrious. Like everybody asks me all the time when we look at Pauahi. And Pauahi could have wrote anything in her will, but she wrote it very specifically where she said, first to be good, then to be industrious. She wanted us as Hawaiians to be good people. She wanted us to make pono decisions. But she also wanted us to be industrious, to get jobs, to improve the economic stability of Hawaiians, to improve the political position of Hawaiians, to improve the social status of Hawaiians, and to ensure our culture lived on forever. So by looking at those 6 ali'i, that's very simple, day 16, very quick. We look at these ali'i and they are able to perpetuate and strengthen the Hawaiian kingdom. All right, take a good one. Take care.